I don't have eyes.
I can give you one. Want this one?
Plum reaches out like gently and takes it and says, "Thank you," and puts it in their head.
Yay!
And I imagine that it's a little squished.
But
it might have some teeth marks in it. I'm sorry.
It's perfect.
Yay!
The eye never quite lines up.
Is you all leap off the side of the Kindori and the gravity wave takes over. You see Erebus is on the deck of this ship, and like she said, there's 6 of them. There's 4 of these, or there were 6, you killed one of them. There's 4 of them that look just like the one you killed aboard, and there is one that is wearing these like flowing robes over it, and she has run right past all of them to engage that one directly.
Oxy, there's a big one.
Oh, okay, got it.
The big one is mine.
I just tossed this stupid hamster at his eyes again.
When you throw the hamster, the Kinder riding Andrasil come back over the horizon, and it's in like parallel slow motion as you see they're all like, woo, as the hamster into this Nyogi's face and just claws and scratches down until it falls dead with him still going at it. And here on the back of the Kindori in Kindoria Vilstein, being treated like royalty in the way the spacefaring Kinder and Autonomes only know how to do. Enjoying a couple of days of very well-earned rest in party and quite a few pounds of consumption weight is a good place for us to stop.
Welcome to the Legends of the Multiverse. Thank you for coming back. We have Anna Prosser joining us today. We'll go through all the introductions at the end, but first off, several days have gone by after you were on the Canary, these giant space whales that have 3 eyes on either side. So enormous, there were Kender and Autonomes living upon them, and you kind of got used to being around the Canary because its heartbeat sounded like your own heartbeat, just this massive ka-junk, ka-junk. You just got used to that rhythm. So when you got onto the Deciduon, the living ship with Sid, the treant that is growing into it, you kind of miss those beats, that vibration that was always there with the giant whale. And it was sad having to say goodbye to most of the Kender. Not all of them, as some of you are missing some items, nothing too valuable. There were a few issues with certain yeah, you're pretty sure it's not replica. Yeah. So it got pretty hairy though. And then of course, Riddle had to say goodbye to her fellow Autonomes, and Boxy had to say goodbye to all the Kender she had never met before. It turns out they were all related, which makes sense. However, you are sailing right now through Wildspace, and you see what appears to be a giant fiery flare far in the distance. Can you give me some perception checks? As it's like an explosion happens.
Point of clarification, is Kaiho still spelljamming?
No, Torvin is spelljamming at this moment. So Torvin has taken up being the spelljammer, sitting in the seat, and Kyle, you managed to get a shower, a shave, kind of
you
sprayed down the seat a little bit.
You have the helm, Captain. Yes.
Yeah, and well, this is gonna be fun. I don't know what you're complaining about. Immediately, Torvin just looks drained and sweaty.
I'm like, the secret is just go with it. Don't fight it. It just will be so much harder if you resist.
Gina, what did you get?
I got a 20.
Yeah, you see it coming in hot, and where like everyone else is just kind of like milling about the ship. You got Jimmy legs, wandering around pulling ropes that don't need to be pulled. You see this flare heading directly for the Deciduon at maximum speed.
Guys, I don't want to disrupt anything, but you guys see that, right? That giant flare-looking thing. It's heading straight for us. I don't think it. It doesn't look like a good thing, but it's pretty.
What?
Kaiho basically takes the sword in the sheath and just like bangs on the deck a few times, like boom, 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 boom. Torvin.
Yes.
Aft. I'm not used to having hands again. That way, explosion coming our way.
Are you saying you want me to head into the explosion or away from the explosion?
Yeah.
No, why would
all right, heading into the explosion then. And then the
great.
Deciduon just turns, and it turns too fast. And there's no gravity in Wildspace, but you feel the pull to the right, and everyone just kind of like leans over.
Ow.
We almost lose Handsome George, the giant hippo man, the GIF. And then this fiery golden dragon slams onto the deck of the Deciduon, just massive and huge, giant claws, and it's radiating so much glowing energy, so much like sunlight, that Sid kind of like sighs immediately, and you can see that Sid, the treant, in the middle of the deck, all of its leaves suddenly grow, and you see this man, this handsome, muscular man, a little bit of a sweaty gleam on him, shaved head, and a purple circle around his eye, and he's got a tiny little hamster on his shoulder as he slowly gets off of this solar dragon.
I immediately hit Boxy with message, and I say, don't mention Androsel. Lunar dragons and solar dragons do not get along. Hail, friend.
And would you like to describe your characters and introduce yourselves?
I will describe the greatest hero that has ever lived in all time. Minsk the Mighty. I am the bodyguard to a miniature giant space hamster of legendary deeds. And if we have traveled very far, and we have gone on more adventures than anyone across the entire multiverse. But I have heard from a good source, and well, Boo actually heard it. Boo, you heard it, yes? Yeah, yes, okay. So Boo has heard from a very good source that you are calling yourselves Legends of Multiverse, that you have a legendary status, and therefore we have decided that you may be the people we are looking for on particular mission. Is this correct, incorrect, partially correct, or completely hamster correct?
I had some difficulty parsing your accent there, friend, but I believe we're here who you're looking for. This is the Deciduon. I'm Kaiho Kuroshi, Boxy, yes. Riddle. Our Captain Torvin is manning the helm, and you are?
I will remember none of these names, but I appreciate that you have told Boo. Boo takes really good notes. He's very, how you say, he's the boss.
At this point, you hear a voice begin to enter your collective minds that goes, "Oh, terribly sorry. It's still old habit. I am indeed Boo, and my trusty companion and bodyguard here, Minsk, meaning well, is eager to make introductions. So the pleasure is both of ours."
You all have swords, right? If you don't have swords, this will be very short. What did you say your name was?
Everyone tends to remember after the sword comes out. Kaiho Kuroshi.
Oh, now
I didn't
remember
get yours.
Oh, I am Minsk. Minsk the Mighty. I am a loyal servant of Boo the glorious, Boo the legendary, Boo the mysterious, Boo the other descriptors of impressiveness. Yeah,
He's terrible for my
You
extra
forgot
large
Boo
hamster
the
head.
cutie. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Important point of clarification, Dungeon Master. Is Banana Split, the other miniature giant space hamster, still aboard, or did he remain behind in Pandoraville time?
Banana Split is not
Okay.
with us. Sorry.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right.
Hello. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And
It is, yes.
Torvin has an excellent recruitment program. If either of you are interested in joining our crew, Torvin.
That is really, I mean, Boo has a very tight schedule. We're trying to figure it out with how you say Baldur's Gate heroes, Idle Champion heroes, Baldur's Gate, all these places we have to go. I've got, like a Thursday in Kryn, Ravenloft, is calling. It's a very busy time for us. Hamsters are pretty hot right now, but it's okay. It's okay. The good news is we can work with you and give you a very important mission, and you can kind of, get the hamster shine, if you will, Yeah.
It's at this moment, Plum, give me a perception check. And you sense a disturbance, Boo, in the very weave itself. As you are kind of always you kind of have a little bit of your paws in everyone's minds around you. There's someone that means violence, that is imagining violence. It's almost like you can see this happening before it happens.
I have a +7 to perception, but I rolled a 1. So that'll be an 8.
You have everything's great. In fact, you don't even know that Minsk and Boo are here, and you know who they are, and you're just like, whatever.
I'm just singing myself a song. La,
Yeah.
la.
Blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. You, Boo, however, notice that a tricrane slowly idling up behind all of these legends, and then they're raising a blunderbuss at this moment.
I have no time for this, and I go ahead and go for its freaking eyes.
Amazing.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll against it. It's this
All
big
right.
tricrane with just a massively huge blunderbuss that only 4 arms can hold.
And you watch as Boo just leaps from Minska's shoulders, coasting through wild space at an unexpected speed, like the tiniest of torpedoes. That would be with a natural 11 to a total of 26 to hit.
26
Wow.
hits.
He's
You
30.
you move like a bullet, and you kind of feel the sound barrier break around the Decidueye at this moment as Boo slaps hard and fast onto this tricrane's face, this mantis-like, its mandibles, and it's so many eyes. And Boo, you've never had this many eyes to go for before. Roll me some damage.
As that happens, and he just ricochets out off my shoulder, I just look very nonchalant, and I go, I knew he was going to do that.
Wow, they're amazing, Kaiho.
That is very impressive. Yes.
37 points of damage.
How do you devour this thing, Boo?
Oh,
Much like you can imagine an angry gopher just burrowing its way in and out of a tiny hill. I am going in one eye and out another, and in one eye and out another, almost like I'm threading through its face until nary an eye exists in a matter of seconds before I emerge from its destroyed face. Tiny little hamster breaths.
okay. So I pick him up and just sort of pet. Calmness. There will be much to destroy later.
Just blood coming down your teeth. And
This is-
while this is happening, the tricrane is just shaking. Like its arms are moving. It drops the gun, and you see its head just rattling back and forth as you see Boo pop in and out of holes left and right, over and over again until it's just a hollowed out, just carapace of a skull, and it falls.
Important point of clarification. We do have Thrycrane mates aboard the ship. That's not Jimmy Legs, though.
Good.
It looks like Jimmy Legs.
Oh,
Give me a perception check.
I got a 1. So
Oh, it was Jimmy Legs.
Oh, it is.
Boo just murdered Jimmy Legs.
Jimmy Legs! No! Boxy, help him! Boxy, help him!
Boxy.
It's Jimmy. It's Jimmy.
Boxy, you can
Boxy.
tell it's not Jimmy Legs. It's his.
Jimmy.
It's his brother. It's,
Hold on, Jimmy.
Kaiho, Kaiho, not even the same. Like at this point, they look nothing alike. They look exactly nothing alike. That's not him. You're fine.
This
It's
is
okay.
clearly Johnny Forearms. He's
Yeah.
related to Jimmy Legs. They call him Forearms because his arms are real big.
But I look down at the corpse and I go, I don't worry. He was clearly evil. That's how that goes.
Yeah, it's fine. And then Boxy reaches over and just grabs a little eyeball for herself and puts it.
Boo.
Yes, I do apologize. I'm a bit jumpy, you understand. There's a lot of dark interests gathering their interests and focus to this particular place, and which is why we wanted to speak with you. You see, well, we've uncovered a location of a very specific artifact of some renown. Are any of you familiar with the Whispered One?
You don't have to whisper, though. Don't worry. It's just a nickname. It's not the real name.
I would say, especially Boo being perceptive, Kaiho gives a very long, lingering look at Boxy and just says, "Yes, we've heard."
Plum, you can hear these telekinetic thoughts, and that has garnered your interest.
Okay.
Boxy looks over at Kaiho and just brain talks. We talked, right? I think
No.
got it.
Inside voice.
Got
Inside
it.
voice.
Never heard of him.
As Boo wipes the Dry King brew from the edge of his fur and kind of clambers back onto the shoulder of Minsk, the voice once again echoes into your heads. We, in hopes of this not finding its way into the hands of those of ill repute,
Evil?
be quite evil. Yes, thank you, Minsk. We were hoping to find individuals of your strength and renown who could acquire this before it fell into the wrong hands.
We would do it ourselves. Don't get me wrong. It's not because we're cowards. We're very courageous, but we're very busy, and there are clowns.
He's extremely loud.
It's clowns.
Clowns? Oh, Torvin doesn't like clowns.
Sorry, did you hear that?
I will prestidigitate Boo so that he's clean and like extra fluffy. I'm like, perhaps we should talk to the captain. He is especially fond of clowns.
Yeah.
Riddle,
Yes.
I just lean in and I'm like, follow, but maybe come stealthy in case this happens again. Looking down at the dead Tricrane, so you can
Step. Yeah. I'm going to turn into a trash can. And follow closely behind you.
Where'd she go? She was
The
just here.
dream.
And then lead them down to the Spelljammer helm. And I immediately walk in and I get very close to Torvin and I say, "You're gonna love this, Captain."
As Boxy's following, she just stares, like the whole, non-blinking, staring at Boo the whole time with the most deranged, enthusiastic eyes.
Are you satiated now, Boo? Your feast is taken the edge off, if it is.
Yeah, everyone gives Boo a large, like 30-foot space. Like you see, actual sea hag brewing, who is also oh my god, that's so terrifying. just in the corner, and just like large. You actually see a lunar dragon just kind of back up from Boo in the bottom of the ship as well. So there's a high level of everyone knows this particular miniature space hamster means business.
You have nothing to fear unless you are evil. Have you ratified your evil membership card? No. If not, then you're fine.
Yeah, everyone's like, no.
I immediately, when Minsk says that, I very much kind of like start handling him towards like away from the entire crew. Like, no, nothing at all to see. They're all All very excellent, capable hands.
Yeah, yes. I just sort of look at people randomly, kind of give them like the little kind of thumbs up, like good, you're good, you are good, clearly good, feeling good, good stuff. You know.
You see the trash can
Boo,
like
while
blush.
this is happening, you're seeing evil, killed your parents.
I mean, they would not be called legends. Clearly, they would not be called legends if they were anything less than good, right? That's how this works.
That is entirely true, Minsk, and trust me. To that point, we did come onto the gathering of one map that leads to this Whispered One's eye, this relic. On a second thought, it was given to us by Averin the Trickster, which in hindsight I suppose is not the most reliable source, but nevertheless, it leads deep into clown space. And
It's the second time we've heard that name recently. I don't know this Averin, but he leaves a wide footprint. Clown space, you say?
Apparently, he draws quite the nice detailed maps, which is important. So in trying to find this specific locale, we couldn't quite divine its location drastically, aside from what the map told us. And we may have sent a few different troops to look for this for us and have not really heard back, because we've not found legends up until now. And as your reputation precedes you.
Let me guess. You all expect us to do this for free?
No. There is always incredible reward. I'll tell you reward. You ready? Minsk will tell the universe of your glory.
Not even like 1 gold coin?
I will tell everyone I know that I was lucky enough to have met briefly such heroes, and they were lucky enough to be awash in the light of the glory of Boo.
Dungeon Master. Oh, sorry, Boo. I have a 24 on a history roll. Would it be a fair assumption that I've heard of Minsk and Boo, at least in stories?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've heard of Minsk and Boo. The whole crew has heard of Minsk and Boo. Everyone on the crew is not good. And there's Jimmy Legs, who just saw his brother die, and certainly they have like 400 brothers in every egg laying. He's kind of wetting himself.
I walk right up to Minsk, but at the very last second, make eye contact with Boo and say, perhaps we'll say the legendary Minsk and Boo will owe us a favor when this is all done.
That could be possibly arranged. I am willing, of course, to pay 2,000 gold to each member of the crew for completion of this. I do handle the money, you see.
Yes, well.
Oh, yes, by the way, Boo handles the money.
Consider us in.
That's more like it.
I think at this point, you notice that as they've been talking about this map, there's this oozy purple goo humanoid shape that's kind of lurking over Minsk's shoulder, trying to seemingly, I mean, it doesn't have a face, so to speak, but almost like wrapping around, trying to get a view of Boo, and then trying to peek over at the map. And at the mention of 2,000 gold, it kind of stands up rigid, and maybe that motion makes you all
Finally
notice for the first
attention.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I turn around and I go, oh, you look gooey, possibly dangerous.
Oh, thank you. I'm Plum. I'm a plasmoid.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not dangerous.
Do you have relatives who are like cubes and slide around hallways, maybe?
A common misconception.
Is that a no?
Yes. No.
Yes, no. I think she's trying to hide something.
I make a point, if she's right behind Minsk, I very much step to the side to like flank a relative to Riddle. Like I don't do anything aggressive. I'm just like, fascinating. Like getting in position to mob.
As Riddle sees Plum lurch over Boo's shoulder, Riddle, in the form of a trash can, rolls over because her feet are made of wheels, also lurches over Boo's shoulder to keep a close eye on this new plasmoid And in Thieves Can't signals to Boxy, this hamster is going to give us a lot of money. And I don't know this plasmoid.
Wait, are you saying this out
Make
loud?
sure they don't take it. No, Thieves Can't.
Oh,
Thieves
yeah.
Can't.
But
I-
you
like-
understand
like I
everything
wink.
they're saying because of your telepathy. And all these faces are lurching
Amazing.
up in front of you. So you are like this tiny little boo. And these faces, like the size of planets, just keep on moving towards you.
As soon as the trash
Got
can
my
rolls up
hand
next
on
to
the
me,
sword, just in case.
I look at the trash can and go and plop into a gooey approximation of the same trash can, and then say in Thieves Can't, "It's okay. I'm a friend."
Boxy climbs over Riddle trash can form, puts her head on top of Boo, and looks down to both sides. And in Thieves Can't says to Riddle, I think she can understand us.
Very perceptive.
Oh,
My apologies. As Riddle starts to speak out loud, we were just really hoping to make some money off of this new job that Boone Meats brought to us. And
No, wait. You're not trying to make money. You're doing this for the purity of purpose. You're doing this for the
No.
glory of
Oh.
legendary deeds.
oh yeah,
The fact
yeah.
that there is an honorarium,
Right.
hamster-laden honorarium of gold, is merely it is a trifle. Yes.
So
Purely
Plum
secondary.
pops up right in front of Mink's face and says, "You mean you could pay me an exposure?"
I just look at them and I just say, plasmoids die from exposure, darling.
No, marketing for my business.
Boxy pops up, and I'm assuming that Plum is a little bit kind of see-through.
Yeah.
Looks through Plum, and you just see Boxy's face marked up inside the goo, saying, "I'll take her share if she doesn't want it."
That is entirely up to you, but it's only if you're up for the job. After all,
Yes.
if you're not the legends to accept this, we'll find others who will rise in your place.
It's
No.
not a job, it's a deed.
It's a
The deeds
yes. No.
It's a course of action.
Consider us in for the very well-paying but objectively good and glorious job. Yes.
Very well.
Oh, yeah.
You watch as the hamster goes and rolls up the map, which is dexterously, for the fact that it's nearly twice the length of the hamster itself, if not more, and kind of clutches it outward with a squeak towards whoever is willing to grasp it.
Actually, you see a mage hand just appears and starts helping you. It's like,
Well, then we have an accord. That being the case, I figure once you have acquired this eye, go ahead and meet us on the Rock of Brawl. I think. Hold on a second. And you watch as Boo turns and kind of glances out. You see a faint sparkle of energy kind of halo its head for a second as the hamster nods, intently listening. Right away. We'll meet you shortly. Sorry, old friend of mine, Mordenkainen. We're having to put out many fires today. Minsk, we probably should get
What?
going before things get too intense.
I don't even know where we are. What's going on?
Just follow my lead. It's been an
All right.
absolute pleasure meeting you all. Come find us when
Who
you get the
are
eye.
these people? Where are we?
Don't die. Come, my friend.
All right. Okay. Well, nice to something. Your acquaintance. I just sort of wander off.
oh,
Who's bodyguard? Honestly.
right.
Bye.
You
I'll
know
miss
what
you.
I was thinking, Boo? I have this idea. Okay. No, I don't have an idea at all. Never mind. And I just
As they're leaving, I do just say, Minsk, one last thing before you go.
wait. Yes.
Perhaps when this is done, you might spare me a bit of a lesson.
Oh, yes. Swords. Swords are for everyone. And you, if you learn how to wield your blade like a Rashiman, you will be unstoppable.
If the stories are even half true, I look forward to it.
They're at least twice half.
It's about
And I
this
just
moment
walk.
that Kaiho realizes that Boo has clambered onto his shoulder and kind of just leaning in towards to get his eye contact. Says, I'm terribly sorry. I forgot to also mention, just as a warning, supposedly there's a murder comment that's been searching Wildspace for this same artifact. carrying an image of the Whispered One upon it. So keep an eye out for your own safety.
Yeah, smart of you not to lead with that part. Killer clowns and killer comets. Yes, it's an honor, and I do like shake a palm.
A strong, like, forearm to thumb clasp.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yes, it is time for us to make our way. Full plate and packing steel. I just march back up to the solar dragon. Excuse me, sir, do you happen to know where we are going?
To the solar dragon?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't ready. I wasn't sure who you were addressing at this moment.
The solar dragon, addressing the solar dragon directly, even though they like a good friend. Yeah.
I came here with you guys. You said you needed a ride.
Oh, yes, that's what I meant. Of course I meant that. Boo.
Why you ask? Oh, you were the one riding me. You asking for the ride to tell you where to go?
No, we are going straight to evil, and we're going to kick its butt and other things. It's a very busy time. I'm very confused. Boo, pay the man. Let's go.
You've got it. All right. I'll
By
explain
man,
on
I
the
mean
way.
dragon.
Well, you know, they can be many things, to be honest. Very well. Take care, friends, legends. Don't die. See you at Brawl.
Never planned to.
I love you.
It's nice to meet you.
They didn't say it back. He didn't say it back. Okay.
Okay.
You know.
You do see as the hamster's waving a little hamster wink in the direction of Boxy before it starts.
Aw.
And the dragon just stumbles for a little bit, gets momentum. Every time its claws touch the deck, they burn and singe a little bit.
We
And
just
then
buffed that out.
Shoot off like a solar flare, and you see Minsk and Boo just kind of disappear in the distance as they leave almost like a firework trail through wild space.
I lean over towards the cargo hold and I just yell, "Okay, evil crew, they're gone."
And Boo, one last thing. You noticed, I mean, you didn't want to tell the rest of the crew, but there was a darkness inside of Torben, the one who was at the Spelljammer the entire time. Probably not important, but maybe later it'll come up.
You know, when I see them again, maybe I'll mention something. But I've got a lot of fish to fry and a lot of fires to put out and a lot of people pulling me in many directions. It's tough being a hamster.
And you sail off into the distance. Thank you so much, Boo and Minsk.
Our pleasure.
I would just like to say as an aside, I'm hard to trick and surprise. Beautiful. Yep.
Incredible.
They take off into the distance, and you have a new plan, and you hear. You don't know what Torben's saying. It's probably something in Elvish, but it certainly has to do with how much he hates clowns.
Yes, right there with you, buddy.
And Jimmy
I do
Legs,
speak
the
Elvish,
Crane,
so-
is still crying over his brother, and then he's just like, he's kind of an asshole.
I'm like, Jimmy, I'm not, was he aboard or was he here to hurt us? Like, I mean, obviously the resemblance is striking. I thought it was you. It's incredible. But was he here the entire time? I just thought you were really fast.
He's been on the ship this entire time.
Huh.
You didn't know?
Me too.
You think all of us tried green? I mean, like, yeah, he's my brother, but yeah, no, I don't know. I don't. You know what? He's nothing to me now. He's nothing. I mean,
Wait,
he's
Hold on,
literally
hold
nothing.
on, hold on. Plum, you've been on the ship the entire time?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Because I have some things that I have hidden.
I
Here
mean,
and there.
Riddle, we discussed this. When you just say there's something hidden, then people start looking for it. But it's if you don't mention it that also
Oh.
this is like
Oh.
the third plasmoid that we found out was on board. Like we should do something about that. Well, hi,
There's
hello.
gotta be some kind of like plasmoid detection
Just seal the
thing that we
cracks.
can install on the ship.
Like, stop slipping in.
You know,
Couldn't help but overhear Murder Comet. Not a fan of murder comets.
Nor am I a fan of clown space.
they're not so bad. Normally you can evade them. If you can't evade them, you know, they're susceptible like anything. Possibly having a murder comet possessed by the spirit of an archlich could be a complication. I'm sure it won't come up again. Torvin, clown space, and just like bang on the deck again.
And you hear over the intercoms, "This is your captain speaking. I did know that Minsk and Boo were arriving with a quest. Didn't know it had anything to do with clowns. So, as you all have agreed to go, and I believe in democracy, yes, we will enter into clown space. I'm going to firmly keep myself planted, as you understand. My it's not the word. My correct assertion that space clowns are a nightmare. I'm going to be down below.
It's not democracy, it is commerce, friend. Remember, we are pirates, and there was money in it.
Little
And if
column
we
A to
just-
column B, but be careful. Be
Hey,
very
hey
careful.
Corbin, I think if you maybe defeat a clown for the first time, you would have a positive association with them and you wouldn't be so afraid of them anymore. So I believe in you. I think the next time you encounter a clown, you just need to kill it and then you would conquer your fears.
Very concerned with this life advice. I'll keep that under consideration. For now, I'm just going to enjoy this very comfy chair, and it's got
sure
scent.
we can swap if you like.
No,
I mean,
no,
I can
no.
spell jam. You
Entire-
can go and face the clowns. No,
Corbin's crying again.
You know
oh,
what?
he's going to be.
It's draining all life out of me, and you can feel only one part of your butt. That feeling after a long trip. That's kind of what's happening. Only everywhere, all of my things.
That's
all the bits, even. It's bad.
very
It's gross.
Tingly and sweaty sensation. Yes. According to the map, though, I think we need to go that away.
Riddle and Plum, make investigation checks.
While they're investigating, I would like to hit Boxy with message again. Boxy, I'm concerned that the Whispered One seems to have his eyes on you, and now we're very conveniently being led into his path again.
Yeah, I mean, they said they wanted me to come with them to help them with something, but they seem pretty nice. They look so cool, and they have all these pet worms.
But I need you, Boxy, so you can't go with them, right?
I figured I would just ask them to take everyone with us.
Yeah, I think they'd be more than willing to, but that's probably not going to be the best for the rest of us, so maybe just until we know what he's after. You remember you told me how he had one glowing eye and one glowing hand?
Yeah. Oh, and a book.
The book part I'm not quite so clear on, but legend has it his eye and his hand still exist, and they are items of extreme power that he wants back.
Uh-oh.
So if we find this eye, we cannot let it fall into his clutches under any circumstances.
Oh, we can do that, and I'll mix it with my box of eyes that I keep. I just took Jimmy forearms earlier. He won't be able to tell the difference.
Or you could just give him another eye and make it think that it's his.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's gonna be quite so simple, but we'll figure it out. It's
okay.
just
So don't give them the eye and the hand.
don't.
Yeah.
And just be careful, at least until we know what it is he wants with you.
Okay.
Hey, Kyle, you seem to know a lot about the Whispered One, and so far seems to be a pretty elusive figure. Who exactly is the Whispered One? Why are they called the Whispered One?
It's just stories. They say you can't speak his name aloud, or he will know, and
Do you know his name?
invoke his wrath. I do.
So you can't. Do you know?
I'd rather not say.
Can you write it?
Write it down.
You see, he stops for a second, and with prestidigitation, summons a very minor effect of 5 blood red letters that spell Vecna.
Oh.
Riddle, I can't read.
And you hear a creaking in the ship. It's almost like even the written word of Vecna causes all the lamps, all the magical light in the ship to just darken for a moment. And it feels like the room has gotten smaller.
And thieves can't riddle signals VECNA.
Oh, you're saying his name is.
I would say the moment she says that, I actually do just kind of put my hand over her mouth, like the Whispered One.
So if we whisper it, is it okay?
I would probably, words have power, you know.
Okay.
Riddle, with your investigation, your combined investigation with Plum, you actually see something disconcerting inside the skull of Johnny Forearms. The body's still lying out there. The boo eviscerated. All the eyes completely off of. They're almost like reverse tattoos inside the very lining of the carapace of the skull itself. And it is all with that role, the previous role for history. I'm just going to say, Kaiho, you've seen some things, and you're worried about the Whispered One. These are all necrotic like rituals and tattoos, but ones that burn through flesh and back through bone. This was an acolyte.
Who really was aboard this entire time.
Yes.
Oh, we have a problem.
Kaiho, what does this mean?
It means we've had at least one spy aboard this entire time. I actually call Natalie Prime.
Damn it, I'm freaking Natalie Prime's accent.
She
English.
sounded like a robot. She was very matter of fact.
Hello,
She had
I am
no
Natalie
affect.
Prime. Hello. Question?
Show her. Actually, I look at her for a second and I say, can I ask you a very difficult question? Just, but a necessary one.
I find it very unlikely that you can ask me a difficult question.
Would you be willing to open your head casing momentarily, just so I could take a quick peek?
Absolutely. Just takes its head casing. And Plum, yourself, you are over the body of Johnny Forearms. And you are very intimately familiar with these markings. They're almost like a burning, like a tattoo that hits the skin and goes through bone. And the hollowed out skull of Johnny Forearms has necrotic rituals and tattoos inside, very much associated with the Whispered One.
Are any of you aware of the Whispered One?
Oh yeah. The name was what was it again?
We don't know. We don't know. Yes.
We must seek them out. And these markings are indicative of that one.
I believe if we know where the Whispered One is, we should be going not there. Like if he is east, we should go west. If he is up, we should go down.
I thought the hamster wanted something from him.
He wants something that came from him. His eye is no longer attached.
I don't have eyes.
I can give you one. Want this one?
Plum reaches out like gently and takes it and says, "Thank you," and puts it in their head.
Yay!
And I imagine that it's a little squished,
Ugh.
but it's,
Yeah, it might have some teeth marks in it. I'm sorry.
it's perfect.
Yay!
It's
The eye never quite lines up.
it's just, yeah, it's like over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Floats
say,
around.
the moment I see that Natalie Prime does not have markings like this, I tell her everything about Jimmy Forearms and that we need to keep an eye out if there's any other moles, because we didn't know he was a mole.
Oh, that's a very good thing. We should perhaps open up everyone's skulls. That sounds like what we should do.
No, you've
I'm
been
on it.
spending. Wait,
Paul
no,
splits
you've
their head.
both been spending too much time with regular Bonnie. Okay, we
Just
won't be.
see Riddle's face as Plum's face is in front of it, splits down the middle.
You know, that is actually strangely reassuring. But no, we won't be cracking any heads. Just if there was at least one aboard, there may be others. I'd just be vigilant, Natalie. That's all I'm asking. For now.
So it's a no on opening everyone's skulls.
That's
I understand.
A no. Yes.
Okay.
That's a no.
Okay, affirmative.
But keep a very close eye on Jimmy Legs.
Keeping eyes on Jimmy Legs.
I mean, not like, and I point at the floating eye.
Plum
Like,
takes the eye and puts it on Jimmy Legs.
right. It's
Jimmy Legs starts to shaking.
Customs.
Hey! He's my brother, okay?
That
I didn't know where he was going. I bet you have all kinds of brothers and siblings. You don't know where they're going.
That is a letter of the law, not spirit of the law type thing, but fine. Captain, with your permission, can I rally the crew for clown space? I can't believe I just said that out loud.
All right, that's fine. Everyone get ready. Everyone go to the battle stations and everything else. And, take wherever you need to get through this day. We're going to clown space.
I'm just gonna empty the trash that people have been accidentally putting in me for the last 15 minutes. And then I'll be ready.
It's probably a few eyeballs.
It's just people walking by, just tossing trash while we're in mid conversation.
I will just say that when this is all happening, I look at Plum and I'm like, you say you've been here the whole time. I mean, Torvin and Riddle were aboard this vessel before we came aboard. Like, how whole time have you been here?
Did you watch me sleep on the coins? I didn't say the things I said. Nope, it's not weird at all. Stop.
Plum, you've been here since Kaiho first boarded, right about the same time. It was the same time when they landed on the Rock of Brawl. You decided to go onto the Sijuan. So you've witnessed them go through battles, have mind flayers attack mind flayer ships, chase them down, get shot by Hakatha Slim, a mind flayer cowboy. You've seen all these amazing things this whole time.
You were there when I got my very first kill ever, because I'm 6 months old, and my first kill was Silas, the first mate of the Deciduan. He is no longer with us.
I remember. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've gotten a few more kills since then.
And you can imagine a montage, because it wasn't that Plum wasn't trying to aid the crew in some way in just a very passive sense. Just every once in a while, there's someone boarding the ship, and Plum just like probably oozed out of nothing and just stabbed it with an energy knife, and then went back into its ooze form.
That's why all the kills seem so easy, because Plum has been there the whole time helping us. That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you for your service. One quick thing. Maybe stay away from Erebus, though. The colorful one, she's a little violent, so she might take it personally if you've been watching.
Well, she likes violence.
Yeah,
I don't know if she is violent.
They're sort of interchangeable, really.
Yeah, just tell her she looks pretty and she's the best fighter in the whole world, and it's easy to get on her good side.
That works on almost everyone aboard, to tell you
Just
the
give her
truth.
something really fun to fight.
That isn't you, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Hey, although, Plum, clearly you're adept at hiding, adept at stabbing. You understood that whatever it is the two of them start saying to each other, would it be a fair assumption that you're better operating from the shadows?
I'm a private investigator.
Really?
I was here to see if you were cultists. But I think now I can be reasonably sure that I have all the information about that I need.
You suspected him?
Well, the entity that hired me simply wanted information about the goings-on here.
Oh, okay. Well, we're running out of food. We have a little burn hole on the ship.
It's healing.
Torvin's
I could
sitting
use
in a
some
big
oil.
chair. Riddle needs oil.
You do realize that what Plum is telling us is that they're actually a spy, right? That's
Yes.
Cool.
right. No,
it's the
no,
only-
it's not cool when they're spying on.
Well,
You
you're
know
gonna
what?
need 2 eyes for that, buddy. Here you go.
I take that one and the one that I had put back down. So now there's 2, just like.
So, Plum, what?
Of a still very nervous Jimmy Legs.
What do you know about the void, Plum?
What do
We
I
were-
know about the void?
We were
Todd?
in it when it was just, nothing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of
Plum,
cultists.
you had a dark time. You were in the void with them. Like if the ship passed through the darkness, the void where there is no light of any kind and largely almost no life, and you saw something traumatic from your past, maybe a happy memory, maybe a dark memory, but you went through all the same things this crew has gone through. Just
So-
alone, playing the long game.
At the mention of the void, you see Plum just kind of like you hit Jello, and yeah, this whole time it's not like Plum has even really been hiding. It's just that nobody really notices. So like there's like this barrel over there that is kind of Plum's home. You can kind of see like some, I don't know, wrappers there and stuff. Just
I was wondering where those wrappers came from. I've been hiding in that barrel this whole time.
Imagining a montage of us clearly walking past her in the most obvious way. She's just standing there.
yeah, just kind of looking at you.
Plum,
Yeah.
several times Riddle has jumped into that barrel. You're home. And you've had to play it real cool.
And I just kind of like pressed against the sides, all my goo.
I am so sorry to invade your space. I will be more careful when jumping into barrels moving forward.
Very
In my-
kind of you.
In my defense, I was spell jamming the entire time. I'm gonna go load the ballista because I would rather not have to get within arm's reach of a killer clown and then go up to the deck to prep the weapons. Yeah.
It's kind of refreshing. There's not necessarily there sometimes can be a light wind in Wildspace, but Kuroshi, your legs have atrophied a little bit. You've been in the Spelljammer for way too long, and so being able to kind of see the color, being able to see things through your own eyes for a change, kind of guesses you up. You feel that freedom again, and you do probably. Well, that's up to you if you feel bad for Torvin, but you can only imagine, like the symptoms are going to start setting in pretty quick.
I feel like Kaiho's the type that he would rather take it so Torvin doesn't have to.
Yeah,
But, he'll figure that out for himself soon enough. I'll just handle the clown so he doesn't have to.
Yeah. You're feeling like this is a fair trade actually right now. Like few days in the Spelljammer, clowns.
When I heard about the clowns, I'd have volunteered to come out of the chair, so it just worked out, honestly. It just worked out. I will just say, I would like to go up to Sid on the deck.
Hello. That dragon was big and nourishing. It
Yeah.
was nice. And you hear this creaking of this large treant that has grown into the very deck of the ship, and it kind of creaks. And Sid doesn't walk so much as this kind of lift leg kind of it, and the ship will lift slightly with Sid's roots just to give him the illusion of movement.
No, you're glowing. You haven't looked this good since those flowers blossomed on you a little while back. Just a heads up, friend. We're going into space where there's been accounts of a murder comet. So if you see...
Oh, no.
Yes,
There's
that is...
someone murdering comets?
Yes, in a manner of speaking, and it might be us. So if you see such a thing, just sort of give a shout out, right?
Oh, aye. I'll look around. I like the Uzi lady. She's about my speed.
Excellent job healing the ship. Deck's all patched up. Let's see how long we can go keeping our showroom new, right?
Okay.
And
Torvin doesn't like clowns. I heard a lot of clown talk.
I mean, who does? And then I go and start checking the weapons like I said I would. Because I haven't even seen them. We mounted that new I don't even remember the second weapon we added to the ship. Was it a trebuchet or another ballista?
We've got trebuchet and we got cannon.
No, we got a cannon,
Cannon. Yeah.
Kaiho's never seen the cannon in person. He was busy spelljamming, so he's gonna
it's
go
a
like
cannon
really.
large enough for a person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's gonna go check out the cannon.
It is of gnomish make too, so it is got a lot of bells and whistles that probably are unnecessary.
I spent some time hiding in there too.
Yeah, you've been all up in the cannon.
I will just say one last thing as I get close enough to it. I'm like, Riddle might have been onto something and having this shoot you towards someone. Right? No, that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, just make sure that no one's in there before you shoot it, because it's pretty comfy to sleep in.
We have so much in common.
Did Plum leave like any blankets in the cannon?
I don't think Plum probably uses blankets, but maybe like some fluff or something that they were using as a pillow.
Oh.
How is this thing filthy on the inside? Like just a mage handing stuff out of it. Yeah, right.
Well, I always notice that sometimes it seems more lubricated. And I think it's because Plum's been sleeping inside of it. So thank you, Plum.
You're welcome.
I need perception checks from everyone, as everyone's on the deck of the ship at this moment, right?
Yep.
16 for Riddle.
Perfect.
17 for Boxy.
18. Keep it going. For Plum.
14. Move backwards.
I was like, it's an auction.
Mm-hmm.
Plum, you probably have like some kind of periscope or something. You can, or you create one with the ooze, just like a tentacle that goes all the way out and like
With the eye in it.
With the eye.
It's like the eyeball at the end, dangling, not looking around.
Yeah.
So this antenna eyeball shoots out of Plum, and you immediately see what looks like a brig from, and you can identify it immediately, you being the kind of the gumshoe that you are. It is a Xerxes ship of the Xerxes Empire of the Astral Elves. And they appear in that formation. They're hunting for pirates. There's 2 brigs and 1 full galleon.
And we are pirates, right?
Yeah, they're pirates.
Okay.
I mean,
You see
depends
these
on who
3
you ask,
spelljammers in the
really, but-
distance, and you can kind of see their star moth, sails enveloped with solar energy and the astral winds, and you see them start to turn towards the Deciduon.
They're coming toward us.
Yeah.
We should prepare to leave.
Oh, where are we going?
I point with all like a whole bunch of little appendages go.
Oh, whoa.
Oh no.
This time, Kaiho takes off running towards the Spelljammer helm, but like banging on the deck the entire, like frantically, like while he's running. And he's like, "Go, Torvin, go!"
Oh, I see him. Don't worry, it's Astral Elves. No, that's terrifying. We got to go. We don't want to mess with the Empire. And just you feel like it was like 100%, but there's a reluctant 85% heading towards Clown Space, and now it's like 110%. As the Deciduon starts shooting off, and very close, because space is relative. They are gaining, but you see the asteroid field that kind of marks the beginning of Clown Space.
To be clear, we are not in the Astral Sea currently, correct? We're
Correct.
still in Wildspace. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the worst possible outcome. Astral Elves on the left, Clown Space on the right. But there's money in clowns. Fine.
If you look real closely at the asteroids and just squint a little bit, it looks like little cloud faces on them.
The moment she says that to me, I make a point to turn all the way around to not even be looking at the asteroids. It's just back towards the elves.
I love clowns.
Right?
And as Boxy says, is you see these sad, kind of like a happy clown asteroid and a sad clown asteroid, just kind of marking the barrier into this asteroid belt.
Boxy runs over to Plum and just starts drawing happy face, sad face, happy face, sad face on their face.
Plum joins in and is just like, "Ooh, clowns!"
And that's when you see it. All of these wreckages of Spelljammer ships against these asteroids. And these asteroids are very close together, and some of them are still spinning through space and exploding off of each other and creating another 100 tiny little asteroids. And Torvin is trying to duck and weave as slowly as he can through the asteroids at this moment.
I'm very unhelpfully side seat driving, where I'm just like, no, you just have to feel it, Torvin. Like, no, feel like you're Torvin. Just no, I'll easy that. No, but forward now. No.
Every time, every moment, it feels like Torvin's going a little too fast. It feels like Torvin's going a little too slow. It feels like Torvin doesn't even see that asteroid. That he doesn't see the asteroids coming to the left. This other one's coming to the right. It's a very stressful time on I-5.
Plum just gets flat on the deck.
As you get flat, like just in time, like an asteroid zooms past what would have been your head at the moment, but you're flat enough to avoid it. Everyone give me a dexterity saving throw.
It's a dirty 20.
Perfect. Yeah. A miniature asteroid, a rock, shoots past your head like a bullet and embeds itself into the hull.
I immediately get down next to Plum and kind of pull Boxy down to the deck too.
I got a 19.
Perfect.
Riddle got a 24.
Everyone hits the decks. Plum, you're
23.
totally fine. Yeah.
Am I little enough that I don't really need to lay down?
You might be. You may be like, yay! Asteroid.
Dancing.
And you feel Torvin drain all the light out of the lanterns, and he just kind of cuts the engines for a moment, and you just float in what appears to be a gap in the asteroids, like a big enough space that you can just float for a bit without control. And you see more ships and wreckages, and that's when you see them. These random spelljammers, some of them taken over, some of them constructed out of pieces of other spelljammers to form one ship. All of them look disturbing and upsetting. Some of them have giant boxing gloves attached to them and giant razor teeth the size of a building clamping at the ends of them. And that's when you see them, the space clowns, driving around in these strange spelljammer ships, and a ship way too far away, but you hear screams as you see a Xerixian spelljammer being torn apart by 3 of these space clown ships that are digging hooks into anchors into that ship, and they tear the spelljammer apart. And all these astral elves start floating out in wild space, smacking into the asteroids nearby. And you see hundreds of space clowns everywhere.
Is it even remotely possible to get close enough to these bodies where they'll enter into the Deciduone's gravity and come down to the deck? Or would that like absolutely give away our position, essentially? Like, is there any way for us to try and mount a rescue mission?
I need everyone to give me a stealth check. Your instincts tell you no. You would have to move the ship closer. It's one of those things where you're like, you see something happen in the distance and you're like, I wish I could help.
Well,
You know, you all should know something about me.
the dice giveth and the dice giveth taketh away.
No, the dice just taketh away with me. That's the
Oh,
thing
no.
you gotta know.
That's my experience.
Yeah, you see, people are like, no, you're just exaggerating. No, anyone who plays with me knows. I have a +10 to stealth. However, I have rolled a 1.
Oh no.
That's, you forsook Lathander and Lathander hath forsaken you.
I'm just a big goopy beacon right now.
Tom,
Yeah.
Tom, how do you make this noise? That is so loud that everyone in this asteroid can hear it.
I feel like I would whisper, like, because I'm down next to you, Plum. I'm like, perhaps if we're very quiet, we can get close enough that maybe we could save some of those elves.
Well, I think that we had been so excited about the clowns that as soon as we saw the clowns, Plum started to giggle, but a giggle from a plasmoid. Plasmoids make noise by kind of forcing air through tiny tubes all over their body. So the giggle, I think, sounds kind of like an organ being shaken. It sounds awful. It's horrible. And that's the sound.
And
Okay.
I rolled an 8, so Boxy hears it and just starts giggling herself.
and just echoing through the astrals and through Wildspace and echoing off of all these asteroids around you. You just hear that, and there's quiet. Nothing moves. No ships move. And
The
then
moment-
you hear it.
I would just say the moment there's silence, I'm like, oh, well, the sound didn't go outside of our air bubble. That makes sense. It's a vacuum. They couldn't possibly.
And a perfect mimicry of Plum comes back, but 1,000-fold.
I
And
don't like these clowns.
All the ships start turning and heading towards the Deciduon.
Relative to our destination, like, I mean, is this the way we must go, or is it like the map? Is this on the way where we got to follow the map?
Right when you're saying that, you feel Torvin turn on the lamps on the ship and just goes full impulse. The ship takes off again since stealth is no longer an option. And the Deciduon starts just twirling, and you start getting kind of nauseous as you were just spinning around these asteroids. You're looking at the map, Kaiho?
Yeah.
It feels like you're getting closer, for sure. And that's when you see it. The red balloons. Hundreds of red balloons in the way of the Deciduon.
Oh, look, balloons. And everyone's laughing. Everyone sounds like they're having such a good time outside of the ship. Torvin, why are you going so fast?
So at least like 99 red ones here.
At
I
least
would
99. At least.
I immediately run back up to the deck, and I think Plum, you may or may not have seen this before. There's a pink sparkly little owl, Gakota, flies and lands on Boxy's shoulder, and I go to the cannon. I'm like, well, settle time's over. Boom! And I shoot the cannon towards the balloon.
Nice.
Yeah.
You shoot the cannon towards the balloons, and you hear just pop, 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 and all the red balloons that explode become dead space clowns floating in space. But they're still laughing. They're torn asunder into several parts, and even their heads are still like.
It's like,
And all the red balloons slam into the Deciduon, and they all pop of their own volition. And as they pop, a space clown appears. They've got guns filled with weird oozes and liquids and hoses. They're colorfully dressed with like all manner of like their weird bells and weird toys attached to them, and blood stains and curly shoes. And every time they walk, as they pop and they land onto the Deciduon, you hear the squeakiness of the shoes. Alert more space clowns, and more red balloons start floating around the asteroids at this moment. And then you see what looks like a leader, all black and white, very goth and gaunt, but black and white striped socks, a suit black and white striped as well, and carrying a gun full of only monochromatic liquid. Color seeps away from this figure.
everyone, that's who we want.
Roll initiative.
Yay!
Mhm.
Kyle, 25.
25.
Perfect. And Riddle.
19.
And you're all healed up. You've had a long rest and then some.
Excellent.
You said
Thank
what?
you.
19?
Yep.
And Boxy.
11.
Perfect. And how about for you, Plum?
5.
That tracks.
This gives you more time to think about what you want to do.
Plum is completely flat. I mean, it takes a long time to get back up from that.
It's true.
How tall is Plum?
I mean,
yeah.
it depends on how thin Plum gets.
Oh.
If Plum is like the shape of an average human, they're medium sized, but then they can become elongated and use all of that to, so.
Oh, like a tapeworm.
Yeah, kind of.
What's
That's
the
like
a
tallest that-
tapeworm.
was about
What's
to
the
say an
tallest
odd-
a plum can be?
But
That's
an
a good
odd but
question.
very accurate
Mhm.
description.
I mean, let me see, because I can shape self, and I can extrude a pseudopod that is up to 6 inches wide and 10 feet long. but there's nothing that says like how far I can stretch myself.
You can
Oh.
extrude a pseudopod, so like a tapeworm.
Yeah.
Again, thanks. I
I
hate
mean, yeah, if that's where we're gonna go with this show.
We're really stuck on that tapeworm thing.
it. This is
We're running with it.
the third plasmoid we've had, and only now do I hate them. Great.
All right, Kyle, you see more of these red balloons starting to kind of amass, and different objects start landing on the ship, like little tiny like porcelain dolls that you would find in your attic. And when they hit, they crack open, and there's a clown that crawls out of the doll, small but
Absolutely
still
Like a
effective.
tapeworm.
Yep. Worms start falling onto the deck.
I apologize. I really am sorry.
Roughly how far away is that black and white one from me?
It's at the very end. It's like at the bow.
So there's clowns between me and them.
There's clowns between you and your objective.
I kind of look at all of them and I'm like, please be careful. And I activate the blade song and fireball. I'm like, yeah, no, because I'm trying to clear. If I can get that one in it's fine, but I'm mostly trying to clear path between me and the black and white one.
And they all start laughing and their shoes are squeaking. They're like, we're gonna burn.
Deck 16 is what they got to beat.
Well, they got a 1.
Hey,
Roll me some damage.
They're just like, they're like, take us, fiery lord. 29 points of damage.
Wow.
29 points of damage. And the clowns, all these clowns are like set on fire. And at first you think their makeup is just melting. Then you realize they are melting as well.
Good.
And they're still laughing like, oh, it's so like the fireworks. It's so fun. And they just start running towards you, Kaiho.
Still on fire, but alive.
On fire, but sadly alive.
I run towards them. I don't want to take a number of attacks of opportunity. So basically just to the front line, but like, let's go.
You're just you're better up kind of position right now.
Yeah, but I'm definitely moving forward. Like, I mean, if we're gonna collide, I'm like, let's go. Come at me.
How is Kaiho feeling about space clowns? Because at length, Torvin has spoken about them. Does this feel appropriate?
Kaiho never had the clown vision with the Umber Hulk, but he very distinctly remembers very nearly getting killed by the Umber Hulk and is actively trying not to think about the Umber Hulk. Task at hand. It's just another group of people to kill. That's fine. Whatever.
You notice that some of these space clowns used to be Githyanki and from a lot of different lineages, but they were converted.
Oh no. Yeah. That's it for me. Blade Song and Fireball. The Blade Song, Fireball, and run is get up in there, and that's it.
Riddle, you're up. What are you doing?
Whichever one is closest to any of us, I'm going to aim my crossbow at it because they're on fire, so I don't want to get too close to them.
Perfect.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 hits.
Okay. And then for the damage, it's going to be 11. And then sneak attack, 15. So that's 26 altogether. And then, because I'm still a trash can.
You are still a trash can.
And then I would like to do Wails from the Grave on whichever ally is closest to whoever I just hit. And that'll be 7 points of damage. So 26 for the first target and 7 for the second.
What's the worst kind of space clown you can imagine, Riddle? That's what you shoot and kill.
The worst kind of space clown is the kind that would be there in the reservoir where I dispose of my oil when I do an oil change, because that is a very private thing that I do, and I don't want clowns to be there. And so in the back of my mind, that's my worst fear.
And that's where that clown is when you shoot it with a crossbow bolt.
Yep, in the honey bucket.
And you all see, like you see for a moment, this bolt shoot from Riddle and smack this clown right between the eyes. It's still smiling and cackling, but you see the life drain out of it. and a weird shadowy necrotic tendril shoots out of it and strikes another clown nearby. It's part of Wails from the Grave, the ability that Riddle has, and her intimate connection to death and destruction. And then you see the death of this clown, and it laughs one more time. I'm dead! And it explodes into just green ichor, and it burns everything within 5 feet of it. It starts burning the deck of the Deciduon. It starts burning like a ballista that's nearby, and it starts burning the other clowns as they all have to try to avoid the spray. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
13.
The save is a 12.
21.
15.
And
Evasion.
that's
Evasion.
15.
That's when you see the horror of it. As this clown explodes and the acid sprays several of the clowns around it, it sprays the other clown that was struck by the necrotic bolt. That one explodes again and sprays acid everywhere and strikes another bunch of the clowns. And none of them die, but now they're burning with acid as well. And that brings us to the clowns.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of day. Kaiho.
AC's currently 20, but it can go higher.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. That one misses. You swear these energy blasts are laughing as they zip past your head.
They're not. I'm
Disappear.
somewhere else. I'm walking through a field with Boxy. We're not here though. Yeah.
Boxy, same to you. You're being shot at by several of these clowns, and you each bolt has like laughter, and almost you think some of these energy blasts have kind of a face to them.
Boxy is
Man.
she's concerned, but she's also like, this is kind of cute in a way.
To be clear, I didn't actually say this, but Gakota is performing the help action for Boxy.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah. It's you're pending what you do. If you're attacking, you're going to be able to roll with advantage.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boxy, Gakota's helping you, not me.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Well, Plum, you do get struck actually. What's your? Yeah, it was a natural 20. So, do you have anything to mitigate that?
I have uncanny dodge.
And
Or-
what does that do?
That won't
Where is
help,
it?
but Boxy, your thing will.
I think Plum. I think you have. Oh yeah, it was a 20. Yep.
Yeah. Boxy can stop it, but Plum
Yeah.
can't.
I can.
Okay.
What I can have. Yeah, when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage against you.
Yeah, you do have that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boxy, you can turn this crit into a non-crit.
Yeah. So Boxy would like to use Sentinel at Death's Door for Blum Blum.
What does that look like? Because you see this weird oozy bolt come out of this gun, and it's about to strike Plum, and it's fearful because like the ooze is almost the same consistency of Plum, so this might be pure poison to Plum, and it looks like it's going to be a killing blow.
Okay.
How do you change the fate behind that?
Boxy looks over at Plum, and it's like a slow motion. Just looks over at Plum, looks over at the projectile, and she grabs Tiny by his ear and just swinging it, and then just like aims it right at the time it's about to hit Plum, and then Tiny just uses Tiny to just smack it ever so lightly to the side. I mean, but he's really soft. It doesn't do a lot, but it just smacks it enough just to kind of move it to the side a little bit so it doesn't hit like dead on.
Anna, can you give me a wisdom saving throw, DC 12?
Wisdom, huh?
Uh-huh.
I rolled an 11.
Oh no.
Wait, can I? No, not to saving throws, huh? Because I was going to use my psionic power, but I think that's only ability
Yeah.
checks or skills.
So the damage, you mitigate a ton of the damage. You only take 4 points of damage, but you perceive everything that you see and hear as hilariously funny for the next minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, but everything is hilarious, including having just been shot.
Plum starts kind of like flopping back and forth, like rolling as though, you're laughing and rolling on your back, but says to Boxy, "Thank you." That was so funny.
Oxy doesn't really understand but what's so funny, but she doesn't want to make it a weird situation. So she looks at Plum and goes, "You're welcome."
How did we not know that person was aboard? They make so much noise.
Yeah, it's that horrible giggle screech.
Perfect. Wow, we have few people today. Kaya, we're back to you.
Back around to the top, eh?
Yeah. Jimmy Legs. He's
Wait, did I go
scrapping. Oh no, you didn't go.
Yeah, Boxy hasn't
No,
gone
we
yet.
missed you, Boxy. Sorry.
Oh, okay, it's okay.
go.
I'm little. Just look down sometimes. Okay, so what am I seeing? What's closest to me right now? And then the black and white one is how far, you said?
The black and white one is still quite distance. It's like 60 feet and for a lot of clowns.
Oh, and through a lot of clowns. Okay, I would like to summon my spiritual weapon, please.
You absolutely can, yeah.
Okay.
And that's just a bonus action to do so.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, I went under the PC. Hold on.
Floridas don't exist.
As it falls, and that's thank God, with 22.
22 hits.
Yay! All right, I'm gonna roll. This is gonna be a level 2. That's 7.
Perfect. You do 7 points of damage to one of the clowns.
My spiritual weapon is, of course, my dear Tiny here. I kind of toss him out and I just go, and then he just goes flailing out. Helicopter punches, both arms, claws, teeth. And then I would like to do a physical attack with my. Wait, can I?
I kind of imagine it as Mjolnir just zooming around. The rabbit is just striking clowns in the face, just in a completely circular pattern. The camera is just following Tiny as it's just creating a wave of destruction in its path.
This is going to come up later. Someone's going to try to pick up Tiny and they can't because they don't have the strength.
It's true.
Because they're not worthy.
They're not worthy.
They're not worthy at all.
You can make a physical attack or you can do a cantrip.
Yeah, got it. I would like to. My crossbow goes far. I would like to aim for the black and white one.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's go crossbow and 20. Dirty 20.
20 hits.
Oh, it's my lucky day. That's 10 damage.
Perfect.
Yay. The crossbow is basically just like this pink and purple bow. The arrow is heart-shaped and glittery. But before she fires it, she looks down at Plum and goes, hey, and then just on Plum so I can get a little bit of her goo and put it on my my arrowhead. Thank you.
She just laughs.
And then aims and fires right at the black and white clown.
Perfect. Yep. You strike him and he just kind of giggles. And he's like, ow, that hurt. You're going to be like me.
Wow, he is so nice and agreeable. Like that. I like them. Kaiho?
Plum, what are you doing?
Laughing maniacally and agreeing with Foxy. I like them very much. I like you.
And Boxy looks at them and goes, I like you too. Yeah, we're gonna be good friends.
Plum sits up and was like, friends? I've never had a friend. Awful. Do I roll another wisdom save to see if I can stop laughing?
Yes, you can.
Please, God. No. No, I can't. No, I roll 7.
Everything is especially funny. And you're starting to like how they dress.
No.
Yeah.
Plum doesn't even wear clothes, but Plum suddenly wants to wear clown clothes. Ugh.
That's how it starts.
But I can still make my attack, right?
Yeah, you can.
Great. So, it looks like Kaiho is in melee range with some of them, right?
Oh, yeah. He's surrounded by fiery clowns.
And Do all of them look pretty healthy?
I dropped a fireball on a bunch.
Most of them do decidedly no.
Yeah.
They're still laughing, but they've been burned down quite a bit.
All of them, or is there a healthy one next to him?
There's no healthy one next to him. He just shoved the fireball right into the center.
I would have liked to get the sneak attack damage by using an ally, but I'm afraid that
Oh,
I will
no,
splash goo on him.
Oh,
I got you.
You.
I mean, he's 5 feet away.
He's
so
5 feet
depending
away.
On, like, you said it's a 5 foot radius.
Yeah, it's a 5 foot radius.
So
You know what? You do you, Plum. You've waited long enough. You do you.
I mean,
it's a hard call.
I'm quick.
All right, I'll say, watch out.
I'm like, why? What do you intend to?
And then I'm gonna take my psychic blades, which are kind of like, Plum is kind of this purpley color, and the psychic blades are actually like, if you look at Todd's background, Plum is that purple pink, and the psychic blades are kind of that like teal purple pink, and they just 2 blades, and we'll throw them at a clown that is near Kaiho.
Okay, perfect.
So the first attack is a 15 to hit. Is the hit?
15 hits.
Sweet. The damage base is 9, and then because of sneak attack, we get 4d6 extra. So
Hey.
7, 8, 9 on top of that. So what did I say? 9 and 9? Yeah, 18 for the first one. And then
okay, yeah, and you got another one in you.
Yeah.
That one dies. How does it die?
I think that the blade, like if the clown is laughing, the blade just goes through like right here, and just kind of like their jaw just either falls off or like hangs loose.
Their jaw
Gross.
just
I've become
almost
such a
pops
gross
off and loose.
person. Dungeons and Dragons. Disgusting. And then the second one, well, I guess I'll roll to see if that actually hits. The second one is a 22.
That hits.
Yeah. And then that's again going to be 9 plus 16, 19.
You don't get 25. A sneak attack on the second one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Duh. So just 9.
Okay. Yeah, you do 9 points of damage to it.
Okay,
Kaiho, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw 12.
That is a 12 on the die. Well, I guess, hang on. In totality, it's going to be a 15.
Perfect. And I need one more from you.
Actually.
Just steps back and it's like right here.
Yeah. That one's going to be a 14. Hey.
You take 7 points of acid damage.
Sorry.
You know, you undermine the apology when you laugh afterwards, but I don't. Must be a plasmoid thing.
And you see a look of horror on the black and white clown, the one that is, you've just got black and white stripes all over and is shooting just kind of like necrotic energy from the thing. And you pop this clown Plum and you stab the other one next to it, and acid sprays onto Kaiho, and the wave this time takes off, and it just one after another.
We Candy Crush those fools.
Just acid is flying, and every once in a while you just see just a sea of acid on the deck of the Sijuan, and you see clowns like body surfing on each other, so happy to be finally one with death in their dying burst, becoming the acid they knew they should always become. And they're like, it looks like a very disturbing clown rave as one like jumps up and shakes its hair, its beaded hair, and like just gets splashed by acid. And you've never seen anything that's horrifying in all of your lives. And they just start exploding the front of the Deciduan. And the one in black and white just jumps off the ship in slow motion as the wave of acid just pours everywhere. I need everyone, except for Kaiho, to make a dexterity 12 saving throw.
Is it a dexterity 12 saving throw?
Yeah.
Oh, what's
17, we good.
What's
a
a
dex
12?
dex save. You just need to beat 12.
You
12
just
Oh,
gotta beat 12.
that's
Yeah.
what it means.
When a meter beat
8.
12.
You take 4 points of damage if you save, 8 if you don't.
Okay.
That's an 8 for me.
Perfect.
And that's an 8 for me.
Ouch. You get sprayed by acid and the clowns are gone. They're just bubbling husks, like the end of Gremlins, of all these clowns kind of melting away, giggling. One of their faces is still just melting into the deck. Still like, you'll be like us. You'll be like us.
I make a point to stomp on it while I run up towards the prow to see if I can spot the black and white one.
The black one, the black and white one is already like just bouncing on spring shoes from asteroid to asteroid, floating through astral space. You can probably get a shot off.
Is it within 30 feet?
I'll say yeah.
Actually, I run up and you see Kaiho says, let's try this a different way. Charm monster.
Oh,
I need a wisdom 16 from it. Like, hold on, friend.
15. It stops. And his head just turns all the way around on his shoulders.
And like, you're gonna help clear a path for us, okay?
Okay, we're gonna be friends for life.
For the rest of yours, yes.
And that's a great place to take a break.
I love it. I love it.
Kyle.
Yep.
You're the one with it. What do you do?
I don't let them have. You know what? Make big choices.